Start recording this now. Okay. So some things about Shazam first before we start getting started is you are part of one of the best teams. And I say that because over the last 14 years, you guys have placed in the top 40 in the nation out of 200 other business leaders. And in the last few years, you placed in the top 7 and top 12 repeatedly over and over. And again, that's in the nation out of 200 other business leaders. So when you joined our team, you truly joined one of the top ones in the nation. And so that means you get some of the best training from your uplines, and people you learned from within our team. So that's exciting, and we're so excited to have you guys be a part of our team for whatever reasons you guys came in. And then next, just really quick about myself, is I started Tupperware 18 years ago. We have two children. Our son is Taylor, and he's 23. He got married this summer, and they're actually expecting here this next summer, the end of June. And then we have our daughter, who Michaela, and she is 20, and she is a sophomore at University of Northern Iowa and runs cross country and track and field for them. My husband is Brad, and he is the backbone to my business and to life. And so we have been together 26 years and been married 24 years. I have to always stop and think about that for a second. Be 24 in May. And so that's just kind of a little bit about me personally, and I'll share a little bit more later on. But you guys, I just want you to know, we want you to have a fun journey, and we want to help you get whatever it is you want to get along the way. And those are going to constantly change throughout the duration of time that you're with us. And again, hopefully it's for a long time. So if we can, just really quick, have you guys come off mute and at least share who you are, and how about where you live and how long you've been in. So who wants to start us off?
I can start. This is Lisa.
Okay.
Lisa Schultz. I live in Rockwell. My husband's name is Jeff, and we've been married 32 years.
Congratulations.
We have 2 sons, Blake, who's 29, and Brock, who's 26.
Okay.
One went from a journalist at the Globe to now he's a field chemist for a company called Clean Harbors in Des Moines. Last April. So, and then the other one, Brock, our youngest, is in Marshall, Minnesota. I don't know if you know where that is, but
No.
it's about 4 hours northwest of here.
Okay.
And he's a corrections officer. So that's a little bit about my family.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a show, hadn't been to a show in years, and I liked 3 products really well. And it was cheaper to buy the kit than to buy the 3 products. So I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll just get the kit.
Sure.
I didn't really plan on doing a lot, but, you know, I did my own show, and now I'm doing a bingo thing next month, and I've got my first show with a stranger February 12th. So
Yay.
I'm trying to be a little sponge and learn a lot and kind of watch everybody and just, you know, I don't know how long I'll do this venture, but, you know, it could be like you, Heidi, a long time, and who knows?
You never know.
I'm willing to learn, so.
And that right there is more than half the battle. Just being willing to learn, diving in, and going with it. So I'm super excited. Who brought you in, Lisa? Who'd you join?
Kathy Steenblock did my
Okay.
friend's Tammy's party. So
Okay,
yeah.
wonderful. And so, yeah, we'll see you over at the Clear Lake Bingo.
Yeah, so that should be fun.
Yeah, they're a blast. We actually have a full room right now.
That's what Michelle said, like
Yeah.
7 hosts. So
Yeah.
yay.
Yay,
And
excellent.
I went for a walk with a gal I hadn't seen in a few months. So I invited her to come to my sister's party, bingo party there.
Absolutely, 100%.
Sent her an invite. So told my sister's very introverted and very shy. Said, I'll invite some of my friends too. So
Excellent.
we can have a good show.
Well, welcome aboard. We're excited to have
Thank
you.
you.
Yes. All right, Jill, do you want to go next?
Yes, I am Jill. I am from Lake City. Just recently moved to Lake City from Dover. I have a 2-year-old and a 10-year-old, and the 2-year-old is apparently joining in also. But Rochelle brought me in. I've been doing this since beginning of November.
Excellent. Well, we're super excited to have you, Jill.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Miss Angela, I don't know if you're in a spot where you can come off.
Okay, am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
Okay. This is my first time doing a thing like this, so
that's all right.
my
You're
name
good.
is Angie. I go by Angie typically.
Okay.
My husband's name is Jeff. We have 4 kids. My oldest is 27 and my youngest is 20.
Okay.
Oldest is in the Army, going through officer training at Iowa State currently. And then I have a son in Texas who's married with 2 grandbabies. And then my daughter is 22 and she's single and just kind of lives close to us.
Okay.
And then my youngest son is in school over in Kirkwood at community college for welding.
Oh, excellent. That's actually where my husband and I went, was Kirkwood.
Yeah, he really likes it. So this is actually my 3rd time being in Tupperware.
Okay.
I joined Tupperware back in like 2003 and did it for about a year and a half or so, and then went through a divorce and ended up moving back up to Iowa. So I kind of stopped all of that. That was a kind of a long process. Sure. And then I joined again in 2012 with Teresa Spike.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And just barely started doing it, and we ended up doing a spur of the moment move to Texas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so didn't end up like really, I kind of stayed in it just for myself and for the discount, and then it kind of faded out a little bit.
Sure.
And then my husband's cousin, Lisa, started doing Tupperware, Lisa Robison.
Oh, yeah.
And I started watching their videos. I'm like, I've just always been kind of a Tupperwareaholic and have just always loved everything about Tupperware. So I just kind of jumped back in again. So.
Yay! Well, we're so excited.
I've never really done it like full force as a business.
Sure.
I've kind of always wanted to, but it just never, like, things just happen. So this time I'm actually kind of wanting to really make it more of a business. So I'm like kind of excited about the training that we're getting with you and Michelle. It just seems like I feel like I'm getting more information this time. Awesome. So I feel like I'm becoming more prepared to do the things that I want to do. And I feel like you guys are like pump us up more,
Awesome.
So that's been really, really good for me. So I'm getting pretty excited about that. And that's about it.
That's wonderful. And I'm super excited to hear that, and I'm a firm believer, Angie, that when the student's ready, the teacher appears, Yeah. And this business is so beyond forgiving, and that's what the beauty of it is. So when it works for us, it works. So we're super excited to have you back.
Thanks.
Absolutely. And, with that said, you guys, I also just want to quickly highlight, because I know, whenever we're putting stuff together, when I'm putting trainings together, when I'm working on teaching you guys, and this is one of my favorite classes, is working with you guys, the newer consultants, because it helps keep me grounded and remember what it was like coming in new. And so I constantly get to see the business from new consultants' perspectives over and over and over again. So I first want to say thank you for joining in tonight. And I hope you look forward to the rest of these classes. But something new that you'll get to witness and take part in is, I'm a firm believer in lots of training opportunities. Not that you will take advantage of them all, not that you can take advantage of them all, but I like options for my team. And I'm a resource queen. So I will resource things and I will tweak trainings, and then I will bring stuff to you, and so on and so forth. So I just got together with about 20 other business leaders all across the US and Canada. I had to think, there's one girl, there's one girl, I believe, in Canada that's also in this. So 20 business leaders that you will have the opportunity to listen to and learn from Monday through Thursdays every week. Every week. The exciting thing too is they will be live via 95% of the time they'll be live via Zoom. I will send out the links for you. And so you can hop on them live if you don't have a party or other stuff going on. But then the beauty of it is that they will be recorded. And so then you can go back and watch them at your leisure, because we never want people to feel bad by having either obviously parties or live stuff going on, because that's why we do this business. So you guys are one of the first ones to hear about this, and we're super excited for you to be able to have access to that. So with that said, tonight is actually class 2. And I'll pull up slides here in just a second. But it's class 2, and they don't build on one another. So don't think if you haven't seen class 1, you're missing out, because you're not. I designed these classes so that no matter when a new consultant comes in, it just is that class, okay? Because again, I don't like to feel left out. So therefore I don't want our sales force, our team members, to feel left out in anything that we do and partake in. So tonight is literally all about planning and success for your business. So if I get this pulled up, just have those days where it seems like no matter how prepared you are, you just aren't quite where you wanted to be. Somebody say yes. I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. All right, so tonight, again, is planning for your success, watching what happens. And again, you know who I am. So you guys, my word for the year, I work really closely with our directors, and we have them pick a word for the year. And so the point of the word for the year is literally to focus on something. So whether it is to focus on strictly business things and how it can flow into our lives, or maybe you just want to focus strictly on more personal things. So this word for the year for myself and for Shazam is amp. Amp it up. And there's so many different things that is going to take place with this word. So tonight for this class is action makes perfection. When we take action, it helps us become more perfected. We'll never be perfect, but it makes us more perfected in our business and makes us more confident. So my job here tonight is to teach you some different systems and tools to help you plan for success versus it just happening. Because when things happen on accident, that means that they're truly not sustainable. So the power of a vision. So that's the first thing of planning for success, is knowing why you're doing what you're doing. So if we read here, vision is a mental picture of what could be, and it's fueled by a passion that should be. So why are you doing this business? Well, we all have a reason why we joined initially, right? And you all shared that with one another. I joined, and I'm so used to raising my hand, right? Interaction. I joined for the discount. I wasn't going to sell it. I wasn't going to do any of this. I'd done other direct sales companies. I owned a business of my own already that was very successful. And we had 2 small children. My husband worked about 70, 80, 90 hours a week. I was working about 50 to 70 hours a week. So we weren't looking for anything else, but I could fill my cupboards. So that was the initial reason I came in. That was my vision. I'm going to fill my cupboards. Then I saw a glimpse of how much money you could make. And I was like, well, you know what? I've never met someone that couldn't use some extra money. Our checkbook certainly could take some extra money in. And so I started to do it to make extra income. Then it fueled the next vision, to earn a car. We earned a car in 30 days. So 30 days, okay? Free car, no tax, title, license, or insurance. and have been driving one ever since. So we figured it out that has actually saved our family over $250,000 by no car payment, no insurance payment, no maintenance, right? So the power of a vision, and that's going to constantly change based on each moment and season in your life. Okay, but as long as you're open to possibilities, watch out of what can happen. Are you a believer of this? What we believe, we achieve. Right? Deep down inside each of us, there's a need to create a legacy that reminds people we've made a difference. Right? We're all here to make a difference, not just in this business, but in our lives. And I'm a firm believer that none of you are here by accident. Again, you all came in for your own reasons, but you're here tonight not by accident. And so whatever you believe, you can achieve it. Just let the possibilities go. So how does your brain work? Gonna get a little brain teaching tonight. So first, it all comes from mindset. You first have to decide that you're gonna do whatever it takes to achieve your goal. So again, maybe you wanna fill your cupboards. Well, how quick do you wanna fill your cupboards? Maybe you wanna make some extra fun money. Well, how much is that extra fun money? You can't say whatever, okay? Because that whatever could be an extra $1. Would you be excited about that? Probably not, like whoop, whoop, right? So remember your why. Remember why you do this, okay? And have fun with it. That's why we do is have fun. The next way how our brain works is mastery, okay? So you start learning the tools of the business. Hence, you guys are here tonight. Give yourself a round of applause. Okay, learning equals earning. The more you learn, the more you earn. And that process never stops, right? We never stop learning until we're not here anymore. So how do you constantly learn to go earn more, right? Well, you have to apply it. You have to take action. And then the last one is movement, taking the action, okay? So how do you put your mindset and your mastery into action? Remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to do it. You just have to jump in and you just have to do. So you might go, oh my gosh, I want to do a party, but man, how do I do this? And I've got to make sure I know all this about the products, and I've got to know all of this, and I have to have just this right moment, and all the stars have to align. Guess what? No, they don't. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to get in and do it. Get your feet wet. And I promise, it gets easier every time. Okay, so by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. And my job and your director's job, your upline's job, if you will, is to help you be as successful as you want. I've never met one single person, man or woman, that had a sign on their face that says, I want to fail. Right? And I also have found over the course of years of becoming a motivational speaker and a certified trainer with John Maxwell and running this business that women especially, we don't like to say goals. And you guys might go, yeah, you're hiding behind the cameras, right? You might be going, yeah, I don't like to say goals because we don't want to not hit those goals and fail. Or so we think we fail. So therefore, it's just easier not to say what we're really excited about or what the possibilities could be. Okay? And so I want you to release all of that. And there is no such thing as fail. The only reason or the only way that we fail is if we walk away. If we walk away. Okay? So you were born to win. But to be a winner, you must plan to win and prepare to win and expect to win. So now let's get into the meat and potatoes. You'll learn as you do more and more trainings with me, is that I like to dream with people because I think it's a lost art in society today. And so my mission and my passion is to help women especially dream. And remember that life isn't a robot. We don't just get up in the morning and go do our thing and then we go to bed and we start the process over. Right? It's bring back those dreams because you're made so much more to impact your life and your legacies behind you. Okay, so the first and foremost of different ways and how do we plan? Well, first, you guys, right, we talked about knowing why you're doing this business at this moment in time. And guess what? In a few weeks, it can change. A month, it can change. 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, you name it, right? So constantly reevaluating, why am I doing this now? Why am I doing this now? What am I excited for next? But the first thing is you have to open up your date book and you have to take control of your time. Because I'm a firm believer that this business is so flexible, okay? It is so flexible that you get to work it around the crazy schedules. I'm a firm believer, God first, family second, career third. So I'm going to suggest 3 highlighter colors, okay? Those 3 highlighter colors, you can choose whatever colors you want. I'm going to tell you the colors I use, okay? And so I use first, I go through and mark off all my family days. Now with our kids being older, I'm in a different season of our lives. But I go through and I mark off all of our family days that we're not doing stuff. So I use pink for that day. Then I go through and I put in my meetings, right? Because I'm also a firm believer, and I was raised up this way in this business, is that if I don't learn more, right? If I don't plug into the meetings and learn, number one, I'm not going to get connected with other like-minded people. Number two, I'm not going to get the recognition that I want. And I didn't realize I wanted it until I started to get it. Number three, I'm not going to learn more in order to go earn more. So therefore, I'm going to have to go through knocks and bruises and bumps and bruises and figure it out more on my own, which is going to take me longer instead of just going and learning from people who have done the do and walk the talk, and then I can go apply it. So blue is my color for meeting days. And then green, and so you might have a full-time job and you might have meetings through there, right? Put all of that in. Rallies, okay? We do rallies 1 time a month here at our Tupperware studio. We were the 11th studio in the U.S. to open 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in March this year. My goodness, where does the time go? So we do have a beautiful, almost 3,000 square foot studio that you guys can come to at any point in time. And we are also out in different locations for different trainings and different events on a monthly basis. So make sure you check in the calendars under the announcements in the Shazam group, and stay connected to that Shazam Facebook group, because again, we do more and more things in there, and we do a lot. And here's why, you guys, is to help keep engaged, right? I don't want it to get overwhelming for you. So if you start to feel that overwhelm, that's when you just take a step back. You're not going to get caught up on everything, and that's okay. But plug into what you can, okay? And so the final color is green. That's the color I use when I'm going to go do parties. And I still go do parties 18 years later. Never walked away from it. Has what I used to do compared to what I do now backed off? Yes, because I do a lot more trainings and different events in different areas. But I'm a firm believer that I have to stay grounded from where I came from. I never want to lose that, because that's what's taken me to this amazing spot with our team members. So I still have to walk the walk and talk the talk so that I know what you guys are going through. Okay, so mark off your party days. Those are days you're going to go make money. All right. And so when you mark your calendars off in advance, if you know your schedule 2, 3, 4 months in advance, mark them off. Because the more prepared you can be, the better, so that when you actually sit down and you're dating get-togethers, we don't call them parties anymore. We call them get-togethers or happy hours or a girls' night or a girls' day, right? Party is kind of old terminology now, but to you guys, we talk parties. But mark that stuff off. And also those days that you highlight, your green days, put in there in parentheses $125. And then total that up when you know how many parties you actually want to be holding in that month. Because guess what? On an average party, 2 to 3 hours worth of your time, you're going to make $125, because a standard party is $500. Okay? So plan your work and work your plan. Plain and simple. parties, learn. Okay, here's a little checklist. I will turn these slides into actual JPEGs for you guys. So again, you can also just go through and look at the slides versus re-listening to all of it if you don't need to, but you'll have access to all of this. We give you some different weekly task ideas, like attend a company event. A company event is what Shazam, what we put on. Bring guests to all events. All guests are welcome at anything that we do, anything. Invite your team members as you start to bring people in, invite them. So we give you weekly task ideas. Again, is anything mandatory? Absolutely not. It's your business. You can do with it whatever you choose to, but we guide you and suggest things based on how successful and where you want to go in the business. Okay. Any questions so far? No? Okay. The next thing is, so we've talked vision. Now we've talked your calendar, right? Marking off the days, you know what days you want to do stuff, know what days you have got stuff going on. Now, the next thing on planning is actually scheduling and doing, right? So we call something power hours. Power hour actually helps you take the action of making phone calls for specific things. We're messaging people again. I know everybody communicates differently now. So I'm going to go through this power hour for you really quick. So a power hour is literally an hour's worth of time frame. You can work in a variety of different ways, and you could do it all at one time. And so I will typically set an alarm of 1 hour, and I have got my list of things that I need to get accomplished. So here's some ideas. You might spend 15 minutes on customer service phone calls. You've had customers who've ordered things or needed something, so you can do those types of phone calls. Then you can spend the next 15 minutes on sharing the business with other people. So recruiting phone calls. Maybe it is some dating phone calls. You want to get that date book filled up. And so you typically you start with your contact list. If you don't know what the contact list is, you can certainly ask me that afterwards. That was in class 1. So again, you can watch that also. And then you might spend the next 15 minutes on host calls. So party planning your hostesses, making sure your hostess doesn't have any questions, seeing how many guests she has coming up, right? So all of your host calls. You might break it up, go, you know what, I don't have 1 hour block of time. I got 15 minutes here and I got 15 minutes here. Heidi, you don't understand my schedule. Oh, I do understand the crazy of crazy schedules. Okay. So I've done it where I have hour block of time. I've done it where I have 5-minute blocks of time. Utilize the moments. Okay. I'm just going to share something, even though I can't see your cute little faces. I hope you all are going to smile on this one. So I want you to think of the moments and times. How many times a day do you run to the bathroom? And what do? We take our phones with us, right? Because, oh my goodness, a phone might ring and I'm up in the bathroom and I'm going to have to come downstairs, grab that phone, right? So when you take the phone with you, we're typically on the phone, right? We're multitasking. So you can send some quick messages while you're in the bathroom. And when you think of that, you're usually in the bathroom, well, dependent, 2 to 5 minutes, okay? Well, if you think of 5, 6 times, well, right there is what, 30 minutes that you just knocked off. So you could also use it in moments if you're at that stage where you got little ones. You can go ahead and as you're picking the kids up, waiting for them in line, right? You could make some quick messages or make a quick phone call. Yes, phones still do work. So there's a variety of ways that you can work your power hours, but it's very laser focused and it really helps get done what you need to get done versus just thinking about what you should get done. Okay. And also remember, you got to get through the no's in order to get yeses. So as you're making phone calls, whether it's dating phone calls, recruiting phone calls, not everybody's going to be a yes. It's usually ratio, talking to 10 or 15 people to get 1 or 2 yeses. And that's just normal. Okay. Now, if you know the people, you're going to make those numbers go down. You might talk to 5 and get 1 or 2 yeses. But if it's people that you don't know real well, those are typically the numbers. Okay. So here's some ideas. I'm going to give you some different ways or different ideas on how to up your connections with people to fill those date books or to fill whatever you're looking for. Okay, so number one, customer service phone calls. So I want you to think about you. So if you were the customer on the receiving end, and let's say you ordered from a magazine or Amazon. I know magazines are like null and void pretty much anymore, but let's say you ordered something from a magazine that you got. And hence our Tupperware catalog, right? But and you had that customer service rep call you and say, oh my gosh, Jill, you know, it's Heidi calling with Barnes & Noble. I just want to make sure you received our catalog. And I want to make sure that first you didn't have any questions that I could answer for you. And then I wanted to draw attention to just a couple of our major specials that are going on that a lot of our customers are loving. Right? So you just do literally the customer service edge that doesn't get taken advantage of very often anymore. Your customers will thank you. What about doing thank you calls to vendor event leads? So when you sign up for vendor events, calling those vendors or those leads that stop by your booth. What about asking 20 people or so a question about Tupperware? Okay, so I think at vendor events, this is what I do with them, you know, asking them the questions of when was the last time you attended a Tupperware get together? What's your favorite product? What about doing this in your VIP groups, you guys? Now, granted, in your VIP groups, obviously they've seen Tupperware because they're with you, but what if you ask them to refer you to people that maybe hasn't seen Tupperware in a long time, or maybe who has never seen Tupperware? That in my brain is weird, but there's people out there who've never seen Tupperware, or they call all plastic Tupperware, right? And that's so not the case. All right. What about, when was the last time you had an open house? Maybe you never have because you're so new. So you could hold an open house or do a mystery hostess party. And again, write down things. So if you have questions afterwards, we can answer those for you. You could do an instant party. What an instant party is where it's a couple different ways. You pull it in instantly, like in 24 to 48 hours. You might go, what? Do those really happen? Yeah, and they're really good parties. And so people, you date it on an instant, right? The other way that you can do it is that people bring something instant over. So like instant mashed potatoes, instant Jell-O, instant pudding. And so you do some different demos and stuff with instant things with quick shake containers, power chef systems, and so on and so forth. So again, if you want more info on any of those, we can have that for you. But guys, think outside of the box. When a girlfriend calls you up and says, hey, Jill, do you want to go shopping? And you're like, yeah, I want to go shopping. And you go, when? And I say, oh my gosh, in about 4 months. And you're like, what? I was thinking like the next few days, right? Because we know, people know typically what they're doing in a week's time frame. But you get out 3, 4, 5 weeks, people don't know what they're doing. So really think about instant things, happy hours, because those are quick and easy. What about doing a practice party or practice event? So it's calling people up and saying, oh my gosh, you know what? Come on over to my house. I'm going to have a quick practice demo. We're going to make some salsa and have some margaritas. Right? Super simple. People like to get together for fun, relaxation, and to learn some tips. All right? And the more you do, the better results, right? We talked about that several times of getting your feet wet. So different word choices on how do we start to talk to people about having their own get-togethers? Well, just some really simple ones are, who doesn't like food, fun, and getting some free stuff? And so you literally just say, you know what, again, I'm thinking in your VIP groups as you're talking to some people, just say, you know what, I'm looking for 5 people who like food, fun, and free. Comment below. Okay, you could also say, I'm looking for the first 3 people to say yes to my free Tupperware. Okay, this is actually a class, you guys, and again, this will be posted for you, so you can actually go to this class and watch it. It's a recorded webinar. and it will give you the tips and ideas on how to say yes to my free Tupperware. Okay. And there's also a booklet that you can download, but keep it simple. Okay. Think about, oh my gosh, you might call up Susie Q. She's one of your, good friends. Hey, Susie, I just started my own Tupperware business. I'm super excited. And I am picking 3 people to run with a happy hour get together. I'll literally be in and out in about an hour's worth time frame. You get free, and we're going to have some fun and free and some food. Okay. So just think of what would you like to hear in order to attend something. Guys, did you know that you're in party business? What? Yeah, we're in a party business. So parties are the answer. And so if you're going to do it, let's do it right. So we're going to cover 5 different kinds of parties for you. Okay. So the in-home, catalog, online party, Tupper Connect party. Okay. Yep. Those are 2 separate things, and social media party. So first, the home party, we're going to start there we're going to start with the best. This is where you're going to work smart, not hard. This is where you have audience. You actually have live people in front of you, okay? And you have actual physical get-together. And again, more people like those get-togethers now than they did a year or 2 ago, okay? This is where you get to actually show the product to them. This is where you get to get it in their hands. Get to hear the different ideas on what they can use those products for. They get to hear how it's going to simplify their life, how it's going to save them time, save them money, get them more organized, right? Versus, well, and we'll get to that, okay? The customers and hosts can build a relationship with you because you want customers for a lifetime, not a one-time. Customers for a lifetime, not a one-time, okay? Also, I want you to think about, would it be easier to talk to a group, right? To share products with a group of people of 5, 8, 10, 12, 15 people at one time? Or is it easier to go around to one person at a time? One person, one person, one person. I'm going to drive over here to this person. Oh, I've got to go see this person now, drop off a catalog. Oh, got to meet this gal at the post office in about an hour, right? Oh, I got to do this. Right? It's a lot easier to just get a bunch of people together, and it's a whole lot more fun, right? And this is where you build confidence. Trust me. So that's the in-home. You work smart. That's the in-home is your office also. That's where you date parties from it. That's where you recruit from it. And that's where you get higher sales. Hands down. So, and we'll show you some income here in just a little bit. So catalog party, book party, ghost party, you're going to hear all of those different terminologies. So what's this? What are these things? Well, this is where the consultant gives a host a packet of information. So it's got catalogs and order forms, sales flyers in there, right? Catalog party, your hostess is going to do all the work. She's going to do all the work. She's going to collect the orders, collect the payments, and you don't earn half as much as you would if you did the party where everybody got together and the hostess doesn't earn half the awards. Okay? But is this something that's better than nothing? 100%, absolutely. But it can also be frustrating for both you and the host. Okay? So it doesn't build relationships, especially if you're new. Consider a half-half, okay? Your hostess collects half the orders, then you do a mini party, okay? Where you're gonna go collect the orders from her and say, you know what, I'll come and get the orders. If you want to have a few girlfriends over, I could go ahead and do a mini demo of some of the products. And then that way we could collect some more orders at that point in time. So we call that a half-half. Catalog parties are good for padding, adding that extra fluff to your sales. Okay. Downfall is no customers are met, no products are demonstrated, right? No relationships built, no future business is typically generated. You can go ahead. Oops. Sorry, guys. Now that just messed up. I'm so sorry. Not sure what happened there. All right. I think I have to stop this 1 second. Let's pull that back up. There we go. And so catalogs are good to use with past hostesses and customers during push months or during a push period, such as a big month like January. January is one of our big months, May, October. Or if you have a week where you're like, man, I can't do a lot here. And so that's when you would go ahead and pull in some catalog shows. Okay. Other ways or other things that you can do for catalog shows, ghost parties, right? You could do party in a bag, party in a bowl, a basket party. You can combine these with a Facebook party. Okay, be creative. This is your business. You can run it however you choose to. So here's an example of party in a bowl. You literally have a big bowl and you put some products in there, catalogs, order forms, the flyers. Okay, and there's a little cute little sign here and a little saying. Party in a bag. This party in a bag is easy as can be. So you literally put this flyer, this sign on a gift bag, and there's some products on the inside. There's order forms, catalogs, so very similar to product in a bowl, just a different visual. Okay. Online parties. Okay, so what is an online party? So first you have to have a paid website, plus or above. And that gives you your 24-hour online store. Hosts can set up their own online party with no assistance from you. Okay. Tupperware, behind the scenes, the system automatically sets an ending date 14 days after it's opened. There's no flexibility with that, none. Okay. After 14 days, the system sends the host an e-certificate for 10% of her sales. There's no other gifts. There's no thank you gift. There's no half price items. It is just 10% of her party sales. Okay. And so that's an online party. Here's the different options that you can choose with your website choices, the plus, the silver, the gold, or the platinum. I honestly say if you're trying to decide, starting with the plus is fine. And you can upgrade to any point. Now, yeah, I would start with the plus. The other perk by having a paid website, you guys, is that when you have $500 the month prior, okay, what Tupperware does is your name will be searched. Okay, so if people search for a consultant, your name will pop up. But also, Tupperware divvies out sales amongst all the consultants who, again, had $500 in sales and have a paid website amongst all the customers who just came to the Tupperware website. So they divvy all that out. So is it a lot of sales? No, it's not a lot, but most of the time that extra sales covers the paid website. Okay, so just a little tip if you didn't already know that. This is what it looks like when your customer will go to your paid website. They'll click data party and then they can choose online party. Okay, so now what's Tupper Connect? Tupper Connect. This is kind of like a bridge, okay? It enhances the party. So it's a bridge to bring outside orders to the party for people who can't attend, who are in different states or different cities, okay? So they can invite out-of-towners. The Tupper Connect will be able to allow double sales brochures. Okay, so that's pretty cool when it's in that timeline. The only thing, purchase with purchases, so when they spend so much, those are not available online. Okay, and also the attendance offer is not available online. But as soon as a customer orders through this Tupper Connect link that you set up, the customer's order automatically gets shipped. So it doesn't wait until the party closes. Okay, so they place the order, and as soon as it gets processed, it goes out. So that's a nice perk. But people who do the Tupper Connects consistently, you guys, see anywhere from an extra $100 added to the party all the way up to, we've had $500 and $600 in Tupper Connect orders come through onto a party. So that's pretty huge. So here's some key important things to know about a Tupper Connect. Okay. First, you must have at least $175 in paper orders to submit through you. Okay. Through you, where you actually submit those orders, or those Tupper Connect orders will not connect to the hostess's orders. Okay. So if you cannot do this, then have your host set up an online party and coach her to the minimum requirement of $200. Okay. So remember, Tupper Connect is to enhance, kind of bridge the home party, not replace it. Okay. And I know it sounds way more confusing than what it is, but it's truly very simple. So as you have questions, just ask, and like after 1 or 2 times, you'll be like, easy peasy. Okay. Here is something too that you can post into the host event. Like you set up a Facebook event, you can post this picture to let the guests know that there's Tupper Connect. Can't attend the party, not a problem. It's Tupper Connect. Here's the link below. And then that's where you can put the link below there so that they know that they can go there, shop around, and it is connected. It's bridged to that hostess. Okay. So what about Facebook parties? They're a fun alternative. They're another one of those kind of filler inners, if you will. Your host has got to be involved. Otherwise, Facebook parties, they don't work. And that's not negative. It just is what it is. Usually a Tupper Connect, but again, remember that you have to have at least 175 orders that you personally enter. So Tupper Connect, those Facebook parties. Also, remember that the Facebook party doesn't replace the in-home because you don't typically have an audience. Some people do on Facebook Live, so you do have an audience, but most of the times you don't. Okay, so before you start to do Facebook parties, we have posted, and I'll create a unit for this either tonight or tomorrow, but several videos on Facebook parties. Okay, so, and if you have questions, again, please ask. That's what we're here for. So I promise we're getting closer to the end, you guys. I know this class is a little bit longer. So training resources for you guys for Facebook parties. Okay. Again, I've posted, I think it was 4 or 5 videos just 2 days ago on Facebook parties. And so I'm going to literally have you start there. Here are some other resources. Again, this will be as a JPEG so that you can go back to this and look at any other resources that might stick out to you as well. So let's talk about how do we maximize catalog party, okay? Because again, those are great fillers. Those are great ones where maybe a party cancels, but you could pull in a quick catalog show, all right? So same thing as a party. All right, you want to set a closing date. Don't let it go on for 2 and 3 weeks. Truly, I recommend a catalog show for about a week and a half because it has been proven that usually the hostess will start collecting the orders 24 to 48 hours before the party closes or has the set date to close. Okay, so usually a week and a half, max 2 weeks for a catalog show. So set a closing date just like you do the party. Okay. Again, ask her to invite a couple of friends over when you collect the orders, right? That's a half and half. Coach your hostess to share the catalog amongst her friends, right? You want her to collect the outside orders. That's the reason she's doing this. You could offer to mail some catalogs to long distance family and friends. Or you can also make sure, again, you Tupper Connect it and you can post a digital catalog. And we've also got that posted in the Shazam group. And you literally in the search engine, if you're not familiar, you just literally type in catalog and it should pull it up. Okay. Also, encourage your hostess to make an initial call to be sure that they're interested in getting a catalog if you're going to mail these out. Okay. Be sure that the hostess knows how to complete the order forms, right? And properly add up all the shipping, handling, and tax and that type of stuff, forms of payment, so that you don't have to fix errors later on. And then don't assume that your hostess is going to know what to say, right? Help her with different word choices and scripts and talking to her friends as she's collecting those orders and knows what the purchase with purchases and things like that are. Okay. Another thing is consider leaving your hostess a small sampling of some product. So you might leave her 2 or 3 different items to show her friends while these catalogs and stuff are circulating. And so you literally could take a cute little gift bag, right, with some product in there and her catalogs and her flyers and all that kind of stuff. So when you present it, oh, it's this fun gift, right? And now she gets excited about carrying this around versus, oh, here's some product, and then you have an envelope of stuff. Put it in a cute little gift bag, right? And you can get gift bags inexpensive at the Dollar Tree or Amazon. You can buy like bulk. So you can decide how you do that. And that's even fun. I like to present my hostesses, my in-home party hostesses, with the gift bag. Because again, I'll bring in 4 or 5 of those to my parties. And because we usually will date 3 to 5 parties from a party. And so they see all these cute little gift bags. And they're like, oh, what are in those? I'll be like, oh, a special treat. So then when we're dating their shows, scheduling them in, I say, now here's your gift. Because my job is to help you have the best party ever, right? And so hand that to her, and she gets so excited versus, oh, here's an envelope and let's go through it. Now we get to pull the surprise out of the gift bag, okay? Many demo the products to the hostess before she begins taking these out and about, right? So kind of do like a quick 30-second commercial on the products that you've given her. So that's obviously what she's going to run with. Make sure that you goal set with your hostess. This is catalog show. This is an in-home party show. All of them. You want to set a goal with your host. Know why she's doing it and how you best can support her. Also, catalog hostesses are upmost. One of the very first ones, again, all of them, but the very first ones that you want to talk to about joining your team, because they're going to go collect all the orders. They're going to be doing all that work. And so definitely talking to them about joining your team would be an asset. Okay. And they could actually use that catalog party as their first party to get them started. And that now starts to build your team. Okay. And when a catalog party is successful, and again, they're just far and few between. I was going to say further and few between, but I was like, that's really not good English. Ask them how they did it, right? What did they do? How many people did they talk to? How are they promoting the products, right? Be curious and ask them. And again, that's when you can also lead in of going, wow, you did phenomenal. And have you ever thought about doing something like this? Okay. So here's some income opportunities, you guys. I just want to show you the money that's available to you. So again, average party is $500 in sales, time spent. If you're doing a party a week, right? We've kind of expanded the hours. So typical parties, 2 to 3 hours, not counting drive time. So let's say you're doing a party a week that's 12 hours, and then, getting packets ready and so on and so forth, figured about 10 to 15 hours. Okay. You're going to make about $1,400 let's backpedal. If you're doing a party week, you're going to average about $600, $550 in your commissions, and then a bonus. Okay. If you do 2 parties a week, 2 parties, averaging about 24 to 32 hours a month and making about $1,400. I don't know. How about $17,000 part-time income for the year? And that's actually part-time. How does that sound? Now let's give you some other examples. Let's say you go out there and you do 2 parties a week, okay? And each party was $1,000. Okay, look at the income double. Okay, $2,000 for sales in a week times 4, that's $8,000. Your commission, your bonus, right? Guys, you're making about $2,800 for 24 to 32 hours worth of time. So you're gone the same amount of time. You're doing 2 parties a week where you're making $1,400 before, but now because you prepped and party planned your hostesses, guess what? Working the same amount of time, now you've increased your income because you were prepared. So imagine doing part-time, making about $34,000 a year. I don't know. Sounds pretty good to me.
Woohoo!
Right, there we go, Lisa. Okay, we're coming in on the downhill slope, you guys. So I hope your brains are doing okay. Fundraisers. highlighting these. You guys, 40% goes to the profit or to the group. 40. You get sales credit and commission on the remainder 60%. So let's say it's $1,000 fundraiser. $400 will go to the organization, right? And then you get sales credit and commission on the remainder 600. Okay. These are great gravy sales. It's great for community outreach, great to get involved in the community. Do a commercial every opportunity you get at your parties. Let people know that you have a fundraiser program available.
Heidi, when does the next fundraiser stuff come out?
That comes out mid or end of February.
Okay.
Yep. And so as soon as we get that information, when you guys can order the new fundraiser stuff, we will post that in the Shazam group for you.
Perfect. Thanks.
You're very welcome. Top 10 reasons, you guys, that people do fundraisers. The products obviously are guaranteed for life. It's not a consumable piece. They don't just throw them away like candy bars. There's free shipping and handling on fundraisers, which is huge. Again, 40%. Not many fundraisers out there offer 40%. And some other things are that, you know what, it's something different. It's something that people remember of going, oh my gosh, I ordered from this fundraiser and I got Tupperware, right? Because again, the memories and things like that. So think about, just really quick, think about different types of organizations. So it might be public or private daycares. It can be a school. Think of the school in sections. So you've got sports groups, you've got your drama groups, you've got your music groups, you have got the outside of the schools, you have got Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, truly depending on the troops. We've had some people be able to do Boy Scout fundraisers and some were absolutely no. So that is an option. You just have to obviously talk to the leaders. If let's say a child is going, let's say they're going somewhere over spring break for school and they have to raise funds. Guess what? You can do a fundraiser for them.
Band trips, choir trips.
Yes, all of that.
Scout camps, all that.
Yes,
or
all of it.
cheerleading camps.
Yes. And the unfortunate events when there's a benefit, right? You can do a fundraiser for a benefit to help a family in need. Okay, so it's not limited to just one thing. So anybody can do a fundraiser. Okay, so what exactly is party planning? You guys, party planning is, so we've talked planning for your date books. We've talked the different kinds of parties. We've showed you some different sorts of income. We've talked some fundraisers. And so how do you pull it all together? Party plan either makes it or breaks it. Okay, this is where you and your hostess partner, you partner together, right? To make sure that she or he has the best party available. They have fun, they're earning what they want. The guests are being able to get product in their hands, right? It's also called host coaching because you know what successful party looks like. Even if you've been in for a day, you're that much more advanced than that hostess. Okay, so coach her on what her role is. And that's making sure she invites people to the party, giving her some word choices, and don't get caught up of going, oh, what does she say? It's just, you know, again, we've got different word choices for you guys, and we'll put those in here. But it's just truly, you know what? Invite your girlfriends and say we're going to have a great time. They get to come play hands-on with the product and have some yummies. Because what is a party? It's just, it's relaxed. It's having fun. We do them more engaged. It's not you standing up there and going, oh, this is a water bottle. Right? But it's hands-on, getting them interactive and just kicking back and relaxing, truly. Okay. And when you have a great party, your host is happy, you're happy, right? So tips to date and close, right? Because you've got people who want to do parties. Now, how do we pull them in close? So first, your host remembers why she said yes. So if you're doing dating games at your parties, they're excited then. She's excited about earning that stuff. You know what's going on in the next couple of weeks. You don't have to wonder what the offers are, right? Party shopping with friends. It's not anything more. It's not a lot of work. Okay, plus the hostess receives her product faster. So date those parties in close. Now, does it always happen? No. So some tips is when they say yes, you set a date and time right then and there. Okay, because you don't have a party unless there's a date and time in your date book. And so what I do, remember, you open your calendar, you've got your green dates all highlighted. And so let's say I'm sitting down with Lisa. And I'll say, Lisa, I'm so excited that you decided to have a girls get together. And so first, let me ask you, do weeknights or weekends work? Now, you guys, I'm going to halt for a sec. If you don't want to do weekend parties, then don't offer weekends. You offer what you do. And so I don't do weekends anymore because I bust my tail Monday through Thursdays. And so I say, okay, so Lisa, let me ask you, do Tuesdays or Thursdays work better for you? And she's going to say one or the other. And I'll be like, great. So I have Tuesday this day or I have Tuesday this day. Which of those would work better? So what you're doing is you're still allowing options, right? Because especially us as women, we like choices. But you're staying, you, the consultant, are staying in control of your calendar versus opening up the calendar and saying, oh, well, here, Lisa, pick what you want. Because they normally pick to the end if you do that. And we don't want that for you. I want you to learn how to front load. Front load means you date heavy, again, heavy, whatever your availability is in the first 2 weeks of the month. Because just imagine if you could get the bulk of your sales and money, because you make money as soon as you hold parties. What if you had those sales and that income in the first 2 weeks and everything that got dated off of that filtered into the last 2 weeks and was icing on the cake? How excited would you be? Okay. You can also double date. Like what? So when you're party planning your hostesses and you pick the day, ask her, you know, who do you think is, or who's going to come to your party and would date their own get together? Sometimes they'll go, you know, I'm really not sure. And then some will be like, oh, Susie, man, she's going to come to the party and she is going to be one that's going to date a party. Well, what if we called her up now and asked her and just said, oh my gosh, I'm super excited. We're having a Tupperware margarita night. Do you want to do the party with me? And you both invite your girlfriends. So now you just took it from one party to 2 parties, and then you put them in a fun little competition. Okay, so now instead of having a $500 night, now you can have a $1,000 night, or maybe a $2,000 night, dependent. Okay, so just some different ideas to think about for you guys. So you make it happen, and now it's up to you. Okay, so you make your plan. That's the calendar. Know why you're doing it. Make your list, who you're going to contact. Start contacting them. I'm super excited. I've been challenged by Tupperware to schedule 5 happy hour girls' nights. What's a happy hour? Oh my gosh, we're going to make salsa and have some margaritas. Your girlfriends get to do some shopping and you're going to earn free. I have this day or this day available. Does that sound good to you? Yeah. So death by chocolate. Oh my gosh, I've just been challenged by Tupperware to date 5 death by chocolate parties. What's a death by chocolate? Well, you can only imagine. Ooey gooey chocolate cakes. Or there is an Oreo Kahlua dip that is to die for. So different themes draw different people. And again, it makes it fun. Okay, so you make it happen, right? Start making the contacts, make it happen. If you need help, ask. And again, that's something us as women don't do very well all the time, but ask. You're not in business by yourself. Okay, so ask your uplines, ask your directors, ask me, right? And more for your success. Okay, guess what? Take a selfie with your kit picture, you guys, or when you get ready to go out and do your first party, right? take a picture and post that in your VIP group. You can post it on your personal page. I don't say to post a lot on your personal page, but that to let people know that you're super excited and you're starting your own business. Okay. Now I know some of you have been in for a little bit longer, but typically a challenge I like to give our new consultants is collect 5 orders in 5 days and you get a gift from me. Okay. So I could say that to all of you. If, you know what, from tomorrow, what's tomorrow, Thursday? Thursday, so that'd be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So by Monday night, you collect 5 new orders and message me, you're going to get a gift from me. And you guys get that for being on this live phone call. And we are finished. So you guys, here's the thing. After you process this stuff, because again, tonight I know is lots of information. So my recommendation when your head is swimming and you feel like you're bobbling, going, oh my goodness, you pick the one thing that jumped out at you. The one thing. Let everything else go. Because then when you're ready for the next thing, guess what? It's going to recycle. It's going to come back and you'll be like, oh, I think I've heard something about this before. Okay, but don't get overwhelmed. Just pick the one thing that really jumped out at you. And then that's what you start to work on. Okay. Keep working on your 100 list. Start making those contacts. Okay. Just imagine if you were to make $1,400 in 30 days. What would that extra fun money do for you? And front loading is key. So, in closing, I want to remind you guys that when you attend all 4 classes and turn the homework in by the end of the January month, which would be January 25th, you will get a surprise pack from me just by plugging in and doing the homework. It's that easy. So, do I have any questions from you guys?
Is this list your homework, or is your homework just the one thing, one takeaway posted on Shazam's site?
Yes, the one thing.
Oh, there's a lot of things.
And you can post more than one thing. But again, I like to break it down. Even though I put 5 on here, what I have found is that some people shut down. So I'm like 1. And if you list 2, 3, or 4 or 5 items, that's okay. But just pick at least 1.
Code word AMP.
Yes. Love it.
Are you a John Gordon fan?
I do like John Gordon.
Because he has the pick a word for the year and then you concentrate on that word.
Yep.
Yeah, because you reminded me of him when you said that at the beginning.
It's amazing what that one word does.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you guys, I just first want to say, I hope that you went away with quite a few things, but I hope that you found that one thing that you're like, I'm really excited about this. And I just want to say thank you so much for spending an hour with me tonight, actually an hour and 15 with me almost. And here's to your success. Remember, we're here to help you and support you and get what you want. And we're just excited to have you be a part of the team.
Well, thank you, Heidi. This was very good. Thanks for your time.
You're so very welcome. Have a great night, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.